Who's ready for some Giants football, man? Who's ready for the New York Giants? Who's ready? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Summer's over. All you guys and gals that have been clamoring for NFL football, it's here. College football obviously was here Saturday, and I love college football. I actually won this week. I shouldn't say that. I'm good at college football. I suck at NFL football. I don't know why I bother betting on NFL football. I never win on NFL football. I always lose. I placed one of the biggest bets. I don't bet a lot. I bet more for entertainment than to try to win. So I rarely bet. Like, I got guys in the chat, they're like, hey man, I bet $100 on this. I bet $1,000 on this. All this stuff. I bet all this. A $20 bet's big for me. Like, that's big. I bet $50 on Georgia to cover against Oregon. Nailed it. So I said, you know what? I bet $20 last night on FSU to win outright. And boy, did they give me a scare at the end of that game, but they did. But I did throw 20 on Clemson, and they're struggling. I ain't looking good. But I do like to bet on college football. I do not do good on NFL football, but I love college football. But I'm ready for the Giants. And yes, it may be a long season. It's obviously not going to be easy. We don't have a ton of talent. We have so many question marks, but this is a winnable game. I know if we can shut down Derrick Henry and win this turnover battle, I know that we can win. I know that we can win this game. Every year I go in, I get a little bit too amped up sometimes, and I get a little ahead of myself. Then I get really ticked off and lose. I'm like, why am I getting mad? I expected us to lose, but every time we go into a game on Sunday, I feel like we're going to win. That's just the way I am. I'm a fan. I don't know any other way. So it is what it is, but I appreciate you guys and girls hanging out. We'll do a Q&A. This is what I wanted to do on Saturday, actually, but of course the Yankees lost, and I just came on here and screamed for an hour and 40 minutes, but I needed it. And since then, they haven't lost. Maybe I need to do more Yankee live streams more often and, get them going. But the Aaron Judge is definitely the MVP. He's hit a homer in 3 straight games. He's got 54 in a year. I mean, he scored all 3 runs in the Tampa Bay series. The guy is 6th in batting average. It's insane. He leads the AL in like 9 offensive categories. It's incredible. But I appreciate you guys and girls being here. Super duper, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. He says, no more kneeling multiple times in a drive. That's right. No more quarterback sneaks from the 3-yard line. No more. No more of that. But I'm ready to rock and roll. Hope you guys and girls are too. Talking Giants will be on Friday. I may be live one more time before then. I was looking to do some Giants videos. There's really nothing to talk about, though, man. It's just not a lot to talk about on the Giants front right now. Obviously getting ready for week 1, and hopefully all these guys are healthy, but really not much to talk about in the way of, any news out there or anything like that. So, I tried to win that card and I lost it. Son of a bitch. Some bitch. I tried to win, could not win it. I guess I should have bid more. Big Moo, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it, brother. He says, what up, Baddog? What up, Big Moo? 200 in the house. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. Ring the bell. Make sure you're here for week 1. Sunday's game will be on this channel. I figure the game starts at 4:25, so probably maybe 3:45 we'll go live. Normally it's 15 minutes, but it is opening day, so maybe we'll be live, 45 minutes to an hour before the kickoff, just to hang out for a little bit, get ready for week 1. I hate that the game's at 4:25, though. I want to get right to it. You know what I mean? I want to get right to the game. I want to freaking get ready to go, and you got to wait a whole game, which kind of sucks. I don't like that. I wish we would just play at 1:00 and get it over with, Super duper, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Should we get a wide receiver 1 or a quarterback 1 first? Are you talking about next year's draft already? Let's get through 2022. Let's get through this year. And let's see where we're drafting, right? Depends on where we're picking. Obviously, if we can't get one of the quarterbacks that we like, you're going wide receiver. But if we're picking top 10, I would imagine that you'd have to go quarterback. Look at Georgia Tech, man. They're about to freaking score a touchdown and make this 14-10. Boy, Clemson is struggling. Bad. Lisa, thank you for the super chat, my lady. Where's my soda? There it is. Brilly, thank you so much. She says, love your show. Go Giants and fire Cashman and Boone. Lisa, 100% on all those. You just went 3 for 3. You love the show. Go Giants, fire Cashman and Boone. 3 for 3. Better than most of our offensive players can do with the Yankees, except for Judge. He gets 3 hits every day, it seems. But thank you. Appreciate it very much, Lisa. PL, thank you for the super chat. Get up there. There we go. I'm here because I'm a fan of your Yankee rant. So thank you, PL. I appreciate that. What are your thoughts on the O-line and if Saquon can dominate again? So I think there's a lot of questions. I don't think there's any doubt about that, PL. There's many questions on the offensive line. Evan Neal is a rookie, and I do think he'll get better throughout the year, but he's going to have some growing pains. Andrew Thomas did. I think it's just normal for a rookie tackle. You're dealing with a lot of different defensive schemes and stunting. You're dealing with bigger, stronger, faster defensive ends that are coming at you from all kinds of directions, and the speed of the NFL is way different than it is in college. I do think Evan Neal will be very good at some point, but he's going to struggle at the beginning. Obviously, our interior line is just a mishmash of whatever Joe Shane could get. Not expecting a lot from the offensive line at the beginning. But I do believe that, if they can play good enough, Saquon Barkley can be dominant. I don't know if Saquon Barkley will ever be what he was his rookie year, but I definitely think he'll be better if he's healthy. I mean, obviously, if he's healthy, I think he'll be better than he has been since 2018. I think he can have a great year. I think he's finally recovered from the ACL injury, and I think that he'll be okay and that he should be able to really produce. We're going to need Saquon Barkley to be a big part of the offense if we're going to succeed on offense. Alien, thank you for the super chat. He says, opening day, Sunday should be considered a holiday. I agree, but they should definitely give the holiday on Monday so that we can have the day off of work. That's the way I would look at it. Give us the holiday on Monday. They used to, years ago, the opening weekend was on Labor Day weekend. Years ago it was the first weekend in September. I don't know why they moved it up a week, especially now there's just 3 weeks of preseason. But it used to be Labor Day weekend. Anyway, Giants 26, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you, my man. And what up, Baddog? Drop the email on Twitter so I can send my New York Giants hype. I sent it to Chris. He's going to play week 1. Sounds good, man. I have Twitter, I'm pretty sure. Oh, my God. Georgia Tech just scored a touchdown. I'm going to lose this $20. It's 14-10. Hold on a second. I just got to see something real quick. My guy Pigskin Pete, big Clemson fan. Let's see what he's saying here. He's got to be pissed. And Sea Dog's going to have a cow in a second. Let's listen to this real quick. Because they're a play behind.
This game, but you should be. I'm actually impressed with it. Me too.
This is going to be funny.
I'm impressed with Tech. I'm impressed. I'm not impressed with the penalties and the penalties. That's been pissing me off. But 3rd and 6.
Here we go. This is going to be funny.
I need it.
We need to go play in our quiet state.
3rd and 6.
Where you can hear the crickets chirping.
All right, 3rd and 6. Come on, takes a snap. Why don't for somebody? Oh, going for the answer. What the? God! BJ Jenkins is fucking gone for a touchdown!
What is wrong with Clemson? Alex, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Roquan Smith doesn't make a lot of sense for the Giants. Roquan Smith is going to be a free agent at the end of the year. Why would you give up draft picks when you're trying to rebuild? Roquan Smith wouldn't be part of the rebuild. If he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, you could just sign him with your cap space. But who are you going to trade? Like, who can we afford to trade for Roquan Smith? You don't want to give up picks if you're rebuilding. So to me, the Roquan Smith thing doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe in the middle of the year, if Saquon, it doesn't make any sense anyway. Because if the Bears are having a bad year, Why would they trade for somebody too? They're going to want draft picks. I wouldn't give up draft picks for Roquan. I just would wait to see what happens at the end of the year. And if he walks, then I would go after Roquan. But I'm not giving up draft capital. The Giants need all the draft capital they get. We're rebuilding. You don't rebuild through free agency. You rebuild through the draft. So we have to nail these draft picks. And we can't afford to be giving them up. We're not the Eagles. The Eagles are in good shape. They can afford to give up draft picks and players. And somehow they're accruing first-round picks. But I wouldn't give up picks for Roquan Smith. I can't see that happening. Yes, I am doing the game with Chris. It'll be on this channel, Big Moo. Yes, it will. That was very entertaining. That was insane the way that game ended. That was insane. I can't believe Georgia Tech just scored a touchdown on Clemson's defense. I can't believe I didn't think Georgia Tech would score at all in that game. 14-10, man. It's crazy. David, man, says, I'm a Jets fan, but the Giants will forever have my respect for beating the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. A lot of people like when the Giants beat the Patriots. A lot of people enjoyed that. I don't have a problem with the Patriots. A Jets fan, I understand. Like, if you guys would beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, you'd have my respect forever, too. You know, if you guys could whoop one of our rivals' ass in the Super Bowl, I would love it. I would definitely love it. But I appreciate you guys and girls. Clemson does seem like they're falling off a little bit, Camels. They have a DJ Uwe Ungulele, as Uncle Lou would say. Not very good. DJ Uwe Ungulele, not a good quarterback. But like I said, man, I thought Clemson's defense would shut those guys down. I actually thought Clemson's defense would outscore Georgia Tech's offense in this game. Because I don't usually, I only threw $20 on it because I'm ahead to begin the week, but this week ain't looking good. Clemson was favored by 24 going into this game because Georgia Tech's not supposed to be able to score any points, but they certainly did. Playoff P, I don't know much about Murphy from Clemson. I don't watch a lot of ACC football. The ACC is a terrible conference outside of Clemson. I mean, you look at NC State, they should have lost Eastern Carolina, which is pathetic. North Carolina looked horrible. So East Carolina is no good. I mean, they're just not a good. Miami looked good. But other than that, man, the ACC does not look like a good conference. I usually don't pay attention to them outside of Clemson, but I don't watch a lot of Clemson. It's a lot of Big 12. Obviously, being a Sooners fan, it's a lot of Big 12. And it's a lot of SEC football. Those are what I normally watch. Now, I watched the Big Ten some. I'm going to watch C.J. Stroud. I'm going to watch Anthony Richardson. Of course, he's SEC, as is Bryce Young. And then Will Levis. So he's also in the SEC because these are the guys that, could be mocked to the Giants next year. So I want to keep an eye on them or any other quarterback that really stands out. But I can tell you the Giants ain't going to be looking at DJ Uiagalelei because he sucks. So I can tell you that right now. And that's another bad pass. I will laugh so hard if Clemson lost, though. That'd be pretty funny. The ACC is the second best conference. Where are you getting that from? Second best conference in what world? They're better. You think that the ACC is better than the Big Ten? You think the ACC is better than the Pac-12? You think the ACC is better than the Big 12? That's incorrect, sir. That's incorrect. If you think the ACC is good, you're obviously not watching the number 4 team in the land struggle with Georgia Tech. Clemson is struggling with Georgia Tech. Your savior of your conference is struggling with Georgia Tech. Come on, man. Come on. I don't think the Blue Jays are 5.5 behind the Yankees. The Yankees won 2 in a row. I'm almost sure the Blue Jays were behind the Rays. I thought the Blue Jays were 6.5 out. But the Blue Jays aren't going to catch the Yankees. If anybody catches the Yankees, it's going to be Tampa Bay. I don't think the Blue Jays will catch them. Oh, they are 5.5. I don't think the Blue Jays are catching them. I don't think the Blue Jays got enough to do it. I do think Tampa can catch them, though. I definitely do. No, Tampa's 5 back. You guys are 5.5 back. Tampa's better. Tampa's better. Don't think Toronto could. Toronto will make the postseason, but I don't think they're going to win the division because it's a talented conference. Well, Mr. J. Duke looks like shit right now. Your conference looks like shit. I don't know. It's not as talented as all the other conferences I just mentioned. It's not even close. Clemson might be maybe Miami, but Clemson would be terrible in the SEC. So would Miami. They couldn't play in the SEC. Baylor would smoke these guys right now. Oklahoma would smoke these guys right now. Oklahoma State would probably beat these guys right now. Tommy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, Baddog is a Tigers fan. I can remember Cecil Fielder in 1990 chasing 50 homers. Aaron Judge is on fire, but the stats feel different now. Well, what I remember about the Cecil Fielder thing is nobody had hit 50 homers in baseball since George Foster did it in 1977. There wasn't one player in the 80s that hit 50 homers. A couple guys came close. McGuire hit 49 in 87. I believe that Andre Dawson also hit 49 in 87. I know George Bell was close, and Kevin Mitchell hit 47 one year. Like those guys were close, but nobody hit 50 in the 80s. So, it is what it is. So it's what it is. But yeah, let's see what goes on here. False start. But I am ready for the Giants, man. I'm interested to see the offense, right? Like I want to see what they have in store for the Tennessee Titans. Like I want to see all the pre-snap movement. I want Kadarius Toney to be healthy. I'm interested to see what Daniel Jones looks like. I'm interested to see if Kenny Golladay can get on track, how they use Barkley, how they use Wan'Dale Robinson. It'll be interesting because I have no idea what this will look like. You can't take much away from preseason, but what I do know is the Giants are able to move the ball pretty well in the preseason. So hopefully that continues, but they're going to have to run the ball. And that offensive line, it's a big question. It's a huge question mark. It's not going to be good at the beginning of the year. I can tell you that Daniel Jones is going to get hit. He's going to get hit often, but it's going to be Daniel Jones's job to get rid of the ball quick, and it's going to be Kafka's job, who is going to call the plays. Daboll said Kafka's going to call the plays. So it's going to be his job to get these quick hitters out of Daniel Jones's hands. Like I could definitely see some screen passes, bubble screens, that type of thing. But I'm expecting to see, I'm expecting to see a much different offense this year. We will not be seeing quarterback sneaks. Donovan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Says Kafka calling plays should be interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to find out, right? We're all going to find out together exactly what happens on Sunday. I'm not so much worried about the defense. Of course, I'm interested to see how Wink Martindale, how aggressive he is. But the Giants, everything's predicated off the run. I think both of these teams want to win the time possession battle, and both of these teams don't want to get they don't want to start throwing the ball over the field. I think both of these teams want to control the ball on the ground and put the quarterbacks in third and manageable or second and manageable. I don't think either one of these teams wants to live on third down and long. No team wants to live on third down and long, but I think guys like Tannehill and Daniel Jones are obviously much more effective at 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 3s, where you can use their mobility. As opposed to 3rd and 12, or it's an obvious passing situation. Tennessee does not have A.J. Brown. They lost their outside linebacker as well. So, it's a winnable game. I do believe it's a winnable game for the Giants, but they're going to have to do things much differently than they've done in the last 5 years. That's just the way it goes. Things are going to have to be way different than they've been in the last 5 years. The Giants got to find a way to win games. It would do a whole lot for the morale of that team in the locker room to get out to a 1-0 start, especially knowing you got Carolina at home week 2, which is another very winnable game. If the Giants could ever find a way to steal one on the road against Tennessee and come back and win against Carolina, that'd be a lot. That'd be really good. That'd be really big for the Giants to get off to that start instead of going 0-2, and then you're going to, playing against Dallas, and it's like, oh, here we go again. So it'll be very interesting. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to another season of Giants football, good, bad, or indifferent. I love doing the streams. I love doing the show with Chris. My favorite thing that I do on YouTube is that show with Chris and hang out with all you guys and girls. It should be a fun. Well, it's always a fun season. It'd obviously be much more fun if we could win some games. I mean, I just go back to 2020. We won 6 games, but it came right down to the wire. Like we had a chance to actually make the playoffs, and it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of excitement. I mean, we were all sitting there pulling for the Philadelphia Eagles. Who the hell would have ever thought that happened? Obviously, they didn't try to win that game against Washington, but that was our own fault. We won 6 games. Got to win more than 6 games to win the division. But that was a lot of fun. I would like the Giants to be competitive. I would like them to have at least a chance to make the playoffs going into December, whether that's a wild card or a division title. I would love December football to have meaning here with the Giants. It hasn't happened in a long time. I always joke around and say the Yankee season lasts longer than the Giants season. The Yankees are still playing at the end of October and the Giants are done. And you were usually talking about the draft by the time the Yankees are making the playoffs. So I don't want that to happen this year. I would like to start talking about the draft, like I said, after we lose a playoff game, maybe, or at least compete for a playoff spot. But it would just be nice to have winning football here. You know, I know there's some people out there like, oh, you're so negative or this and that. And I'm like, I'm just being realistic. Like we've won 22 games in 5 years. What has changed? You know, so you got Kayvon Thibodeau, so you got you added, Evan Neal, you added Wan'Dale Robinson and Cordell Flott, you got a new GM, and the GM doesn't play. Again, you got a bunch of cast-offs in your interior line, and you got a new head coach, and everything's going to be different. And I do believe that, I said this on Josh's channel, the Sports Readers channel, I believe the Giants got it right. You got a 21st century mind in Joe Shane. You got a strong young assistant in Brandon Brown. These guys are not relics. They understand the analytics of 21st century football. You got a head coach who I think has a great personality and a great football mind, a guy that can handle New York in Daboll. I think Kafka's a good young offensive coordinator with a lot of potential. I think Wink Martindale has been around the block and knows how to run a defense. We know how good his defenses were in Baltimore. Our problem here is we still have a Gettleman hangover. A lot of our players are Dave Gettleman players. And at the end of the day, as good as the coaching may be, the talent ultimately has to win out. And I don't know how much more talented we got in the offseason. And that's nothing, no knock on Joe Shane. And what could he do? He had no cap space. He did as good as he could with those first 2 picks. I can tell you that. We're just going to see how the rest of it plays out. But I feel like we got the right pieces in the front office. They demoted Chris Mara. Joe Shane fired a couple of scouts, and Joe Shane will have his own scouts in there. They obviously went and looked at C.J. Stroud. They sent scouts to that Notre Dame Ohio State game. So I do think that the Giants are moving in the right direction. They got the front office and the coaching staff set. I think that's a good start. And now it's up to those guys to get the talent in here, as long as for when they stay around. Next year will be much different. We still have 2022 to get through, but obviously you're going to have another draft and you're going to have a lot more cap space. And there's definitely guys you can cut to make even more cap space. So, we'll see, but I'm looking forward to this year, and I'm hoping that we can surprise Tennessee. Hopefully Tennessee comes out and overlooks us. It's possible. A lot of teams may overlook the Giants, and maybe we can squeak a couple of out. Abe Froman, thank you for the super chat. My surprise breakout player this year, I don't think I have one. I think somebody asked me that. It might have been Josh, actually, when I did that. I don't have a surprise breakout player because I don't think that anybody's really going to break out. I couldn't tell you. It's strange. I think the guys that are going to be really good are the guys you expect to be good. If there was a surprise, maybe Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know, man. Maybe a Cordell Flott, but I don't know if I have a big surprise player. I expect Azeez Ojulari to be good. I expect Thibodeau to be good. I expect Dexter Lawrence and Leo to be good. I expect McKinney to be fantastic. Dory Jackson should be good enough. I don't know what I expect from Aaron Robinson. Barkley, wouldn't say that would be a surprise. And same thing with Galladay. I don't know if he'll really break out. So I don't know if I have one. I mean, if I had to pick one, I guess it would be Wan'Dale Robinson because he's the number 4 receiver and nobody's expecting a lot of him. But I think with all the injury issues that the Giants wide receivers have had, I think he is the guy that could have a breakout season. So if I had to take somebody, it would be Wan'Dale Robinson. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Would Tampa beat Dallas week 1? Absolutely. Absolutely, they will. Yes. Tampa Bay will get off to the 1-0 start. I am not, usually the opening night of Thursday Night Football is never a good game, but this is a good game. Buffalo and the Rams. That is a damn good game. That is a damn good game. Dominic, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Donaldson stinks. Sucks. Has the nerve not to hustle out of the box. I barely batting over 200 to get thrown out at second, get off the team. That pissed me off to no end. I said the same thing. And even Cameron Maben was in the booth, letting him know you can't do that stuff. You can't do that. I hope Tech wins this game. Clemson just kicked the field goal, 17-10. I'm going to lose anyway. I'm not going to cover the spread. Of course, Stan got hurt again. But yeah, Donaldson shouldn't be pimping anything. That's like the 3rd or 4th time that he's done that this year too, where he's pimped the ball like that was a home run and got thrown out at second base. It's not what you do. Where are we at in the numbers? We got 332 in the house. We got 114 likes. That ain't nearly enough. Hit that like button. Let's go. It's the best way to support the channel. It's literally the easiest thing to do. You just click the thumbs up button. YouTube loves when you do that. That helps the channel out big time. I should be getting that silver play button tomorrow. It is in my area at the UPS store. So hopefully I have that thing tomorrow and I can do the premiere video of that. And I can't wait to get that thing. I worked hard for that, so that will be interesting. But I do plan on doing a premiere video once I get that button, which hopefully I should get that tomorrow. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I still sell merch. KYRG. It's usually right under the title. There's a whole bunch of stuff there on Teespring, but yeah, I still sell merch. That merch has been there. At least I think it's still there. Let me go to my stream here real quick. I'm pretty sure it's right under the title, if I'm not mistaken. At least it used to be there. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, at least it used to be. No, it ain't there anymore. I know where it is. It used to be right under the title. Maybe that's why nobody buys it anymore. I don't know. Well, I can do it this way, I guess. I don't know. That's strange. I gotta go here. Where is it? There? No. I don't even know where it is anymore. I have no idea where it is anymore on here. Maybe it's gone. Maybe they got rid of my merch. Oh, no, it's shopping. That's where it is. Yeah, nothing shows up there. I disabled merch? No, I didn't. My channel level selection does not showcase anything in your store. Viewers don't see your store. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe one of my mods still has my 420 merch. You can get there that way. I don't know why that's not there anymore. YouTube changes a lot of shit without a content creator knowing that they do it. But maybe one of my mods can, like I said, drop the link to one of those things. Because it is what it is. Orphanage Grom, thank you for being a member for 16 months. As a Bama fan, I wish you played an ACC team weekly. I don't blame you. They've been pretty bad. They've been pretty bad. Manuel, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Going to the Rams game Thursday, then traveling to Nashville on Friday for the game. Can't listen to you guys Sunday, but go Giants. Let's start 1-0. Well, there you go. Have a good time, my friend. Dire Giants fan. Thank you for putting the link there. That should take you there. Hopefully. Yeah, it takes you to the Bad Dog merch, but it should. I mean, if you hit explore, hit explore on that. So if you click that link that Dire Giants put in there, it takes you to the 420 merch, which is the best selling merch in my store by a mile. But if you hit explore, it all shows up. I'm gonna have to figure out why that's not on my channel anymore. That's really weird how they changed that around. I don't quite understand that. Am I surprised during Shepard selling the Giants? No. What were they going to do with them? You know, I don't know what the Yankees would have done or what the Giants would have done with Sterling Shepard. He won't be there next year. I'd be shocked if they sign him next year, but I don't see that happening. No, the Yankees aren't trading Giancarlo Stanton. Why would anyone take on Giancarlo Stanton's contract? He's 13 years, $325 million. I think he's still owed 7 years on that deal. Nobody's taking that contract. Nobody's taking it. Rocha, what's up, my friend? How you doing, buddy? He says, great job in the video with Josh. Look forward to your content this football and basketball. Yes, Rocha. Anybody ain't subscribed to my guy Rocha, especially if you're a Warriors fan. He's the Warriors version of LakerDog. Subscribe to Rocha. I am looking forward to LakerDog comes back October 3rd. October becomes extremely busy on this channel. Obviously, the Giants are in full swing. The Lakers begin and Yankee playoff baseball. So, and video is probably almost every day. October will be extremely busy. October through December will be extremely busy with a lot of content, which I always look forward to doing. It'll be a lot of fun. Appreciate it. But I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. You think the Angels will take Stanton's contract? I don't know. Stanton's contract is a lot. And the dude's always hurt. He's having a terrible year. So I don't know. As far as Yankee playoff baseball goes, I'm going to do as many as I can. Now, again, most of those games will start at 8:00. So my wife usually understands. She's very supportive of me, trying to grow this channel and doing this channel. So, I'm going to try to do as many as I can. I'm out of the gym by 6:30, 7:00. So I would have time to eat and do a game. I don't know if I could do every game. No, now with the Yankees, at least they have like 2 on, 1 off. But I'll do as many as I can. Hopefully there's a lot to do. Hopefully I'm doing World Series games for the Yankees. That'd be great. But the way they've been playing, I can't see it happening. But again, I'm ready for Giants football. It sucks. I got to go to work tomorrow. It's the longest freaking work week of the year. Even though it's a short week, because Labor Day, I had Labor Day off. But it's such a long, it's such a long work week, man. Because football's right there. Sunday's right there. His week just drags on. It just drags on. It's like Christmas when you're a kid. I always say it's NFL Christmas. When you're 8 years old and it's December 17th, and Christmas Eve is a week away and you're not off of school yet. It just seems like it takes forever to get here. The days are exactly the same length every day of your life. It just seems like they take forever, man. So I know it's going to be it's going to be a long week, but I can't wait for it to be over. Once Thursday night football gets here and I'm like, we're at Friday. My kid starts kindergarten this week. Daddy's going to have a hard time with that. I know I'm going to have a hard time with that. He probably won't. He made preschool very easy when he walked to the door and he said, "Are you guys leaving?" "Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. You can go. You can go." I made it very easy. So I'm hoping he does the same thing. You can go now. 5 going on 15, my kid. Dashy, thank you for the $4.20 super chat. 420 from Dashy. 420 crew, you know what to do. Smoke them because you got them. He says, no pineapple on a pizza. Also, my Steelers hate is uploaded. And obviously, Dashy, you start with the Steelers week 1? Or are you just hating on the Steelers? Because to be perfectly frank, I never needed a week to hate on the Eagles. I just hate on them every day of my life. So I didn't need any added incentive to do an Eagles hate week. I just didn't know if you guys started with the Steelers or not. So it'll be interesting. Galen says, where'd that go? Can't wait to see the aggressive defense. Nervous about the court. Yeah, I'm the same way, Galen. I'm anxious to see Wink. DJ Uiagalelei just scored a touchdown. All right, Clemson, can you get me 2 more of those, please, without giving up any more points? Win the game 38-10. That'd be nice. I can't believe I lost out on that card, man. That upsets me, man. I thought I had that. Oops. Signum got away. No kidding. Thanks for letting me know. I always say you lose out at an auction on eBay. There's always another one just like it around the corner. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that, my friend. These are some of my favorite, compliments. As I'm a Commanders fan, but I like your channel. Brilly. Appreciate that, man. It's all love. We say it all the time over there when we do the Super Friends. Me, Louis T, Lord Bronson, and Law Nation. It's family business. It's a lot of fun. The NFC East is the best division. It's got the oldest rivalries. Every one of us has won at least one championship here, and the rivalries are awesome. I just wish that the New York Giants could get back into the thick of things that weren't a speed bump for everybody. I'm waiting for those days where I could sit here and confidently talk shit the way I used to when we were a good team. Because even when we're not a good team, there's really nobody that talks shit as good as me. I'm damn good at it. I'm a really good smack talker. Very good at that. Ask Punkum. Punkum's here. Punkum's known me since I had a YouTube channel back in 2007. Okay. I can bring the heat when I want to talk to smack. Let my team be good. Let my team back up my words. That'd be sweet for once. Took the Giants plus 5.5 and Tampa minus 1.5. I like it. I mean, NFL experts, the way I look at it is this. I think the Giants are going to lose ugly. That's been my prediction. But I could see them not covering that. Like I could see them losing 20-13. I could see them losing 16-13 though, or 20-16. So to me, it's a coin flip. But again, I suck with betting on NFL football. I never win. on NFL football. People ask me what to bet. I'm always like, just bet against what I say. Just bet against what I say when it comes to the NFL. Do not win. College, different story. I'm good at college football. Don't look like I'm going to do good tonight. Still a lot of time for Clemson to outscore Georgia Tech by 14 here. There's a minute 18 to go in the third quarter. I still feel, I've been saying all night Clemson's going to get a pick 6. I still feel like that's coming at some point. But I do think Clemson can score 2 touchdowns and win this game 38-10 and cover it. But like I said, I picked FSU straight up against Florida State, or I'm sorry, against LSU. And I bet a lot on Georgia just because Georgia's was for me last year like Ohio State was a couple years ago. I never bet on Oklahoma because I never feel I don't know if they're going to cover, and I never know what the hell to expect from Oklahoma. So lost 800 in AC. Atlantic City can be a killer, man. AC took a lot of my money when I turned 21. I always think that cured me of gambling, because I lost over $3,000 in a weekend down there when I was 21. And I swear it cured me from ever wanting to be a big gambler. Like I said, I like to do a lot of $5 parlays on Saturday with college, just because, again, it makes it interesting. I love college football, but to have a little extra on it, I don't bet barely anything. It's just for entertainment for me. It's the same thing when I go to the casino or go to the track. I'm not a big bettor. I just, because I'm not lucky. But like I said, if I get a hunch and I'm like, I want to throw $20 or $50 in a team, I'll do it, but that'll be straight up. But it's extremely rare that I ever do that. So Shahid, thank you for the super chat. Judge, Rodon, Nemo, and Contreras, and free agent thoughts. I don't really have free agent thoughts with the Yankees right now. I want to finish the season off, and then we'll see where we go. But for me, I heard a lot of shortstops may opt out. Xander Bogaerts may be opting out. Carlos Correa If I'm the Yankees and Xander Bogaerts opts out, I'm going after Xander Bogaerts. I don't even want Correa. I want Xander Bogaerts. I want the dude that hits 315 to 330 with 15 to 20 homer power. I want that guy. If Xander Bogaerts, he's one of my favorite players in the league. I hate that he plays for the Red Sox. But why are people underestimating how the Giants offense? Look at what we did against a good Saints defense. Now we have better O-line. Well, number one, we didn't do anything until the very end of the game against that Saints defense. And that was after Jameis Winston got hurt. So the other thing is our offense is completely different, Angel. The offensive line has 4 new players on it. So you don't know what the offensive line is going to be. And that was one game. What about the other 3 games? What about the game against Atlanta when we couldn't score anything? What about the game against Denver when we couldn't score anything? What about the game against Dallas before Daniel Jones got hurt and we didn't score anything? What about the game against Philadelphia when he was healthy? Well, actually, Daniel Jones didn't play, or I'm sorry, Saquon didn't play in that game, but we didn't score. You can't just look at one game and go, oh, look at how good the offense was. 1 out of 6 games. They were good against Washington, too. They were very good against Washington. Actually, that was probably the best offensive game that they played in years. Because we had Darius Slayton drop a touchdown. We had a stupid phantom holding call back a long touchdown run for Daniel Jones. Game we should have won. But again, you can't pick out 1 or 2 games and go, look at how good the offense is in these games. And what about the rest of the games? That's the thing. Dashy, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, yes, we do start our season with the Steelers at home. We got the Steelers in week 1. Bengals are 3-0 against the Steelers in our home openers. That'd be a damn good game, Dashy. I think you'll win. I think you guys should beat Pittsburgh. Mitch Trubisky starting. So I think you're good. I think you got that one, Dash, to be honest with you. Well, Anthony, they'd have to trade. I don't think Devers is an unrestricted free agent until after 2023. So I don't think that they could get Devers. I checked that out today, as a matter of fact, because if Devers was a free agent, yes, you go after Devers. Definitely try to get the Red Sox left side of the. Can you imagine? Look at the Red Sox left side of their infield. Bogaerts and Devers. Look at ours. IKF and Donaldson. IKF hit a homer today. How funny is that? I like the guy that came on my page and said, you know what you're talking about. The Yankees score runs on more than just homers. Well, Michael Kay said right today, if the Yankees don't hit home runs, they don't score. Score 5 runs today. 4 of them came on home runs. That's the Yankees score. If they're not hitting homers, they don't score. Anybody that watches the game could tell you that. No need to be a rocket scientist. Just need to use your eyes. You know. So, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure Rafael Devers is a free agent at the end of 2023. I don't think he's a free agent now. Angel, thank you for the super chat. He says Kafka's play calling will be a difference maker. Just using the Saints as an example of a good, healthy offense who could play. Angel, I hope you're right. Listen, I expect the offense to be way different and way better. But at the end of the day, the offensive line is still a massive question mark. Our wide receivers are a massive question mark. It's just hard for me to say our offense is going to be really good when I don't know what our offense is. You know, Kadarius Toney has shown flashes. He's shown flashes in 2 games. He's been hurt. I didn't do anything. Kenny Golladay did nothing last year. You know, Saquon Barkley should be a lot better. Sterling Shepard is what he is. Daniel Jones, we'll see if Daniel Jones can be better. It's pretty much all going to hinge on him in that offensive line. But that offensive line has got to be watertight. If the offensive line is good and gives Daniel Jones time, Angel, and it allow, we open some holes for Saquon and we can run the ball. If we can run the ball, I'm not saying we have to average like 6 yards a carry or Saquon's got to go off for 135 yards on like 18 carries. That'd be sweet if he could do that. But Angel, if Saquon can give you 17 carries for like 77 yards, just a nice 4.5 yard a carry average, and we can kind of control the clock and put Daniel Jones in 3rd and 4, 3rd and 2. Like if he can do that, if we can do that, then I definitely think the offense will be a lot better. Now, I've said I do believe the offense will score 30 points a couple times this year. It's hard for me to come out and go, yes, all of a sudden, because of a new coach, everything's going to be better. You know what I mean? The talent's still the talent. We still have what we have. The only guy we really added on offense is Wan'Dale Robinson. If you want to consider all the guys being healthy, coming back, there's Tony, Saquon Barkley, Kenny got whatever. I mean, I understand that too, but even when those guys were healthy, our offense wasn't very good. I think it's a big question, but I think if we can run, I think we'll be okay. And I do expect Saquon to catch a lot more passes out of the backfield. Nice catch. DJ Uiagalelei with a nice throw. I still think Clemson's covering this game. Do I believe Tibbs is getting more sacks? It just disappeared off my thing. I was going to pull it up. Do I think that Tibbs will get more sacks than Azeez Ojulari? No. I think Azeez Ojulari is going to have, again, hot take. I think Azeez Ojulari makes the Pro Bowl. I think he's going to have 10 to 12 sacks. I think that those guys can help one another out. But that was a drop there. But I think Ojulari being in the league a year longer, I think that gives him an advantage. And I also think that even as good as Azeez was last year, I do think that Kayvon Thibodeau is going to get a lot of the attention from the offensive, from the other offense, which could allow Ojulari to get a lot more sacks. I'm very anxious. Does anybody know in the chat if Thibodeau is? I've not looked at like the injury report at all. I know Kadarius Toney is supposed to play, but I've not looked at like Thibodeau to see if he is going to play or not. So if anybody knows what Thibodeau's status is, I know he was out 3 to 4 weeks, and I didn't see if he was questionable, doubtful, out. Obviously that doesn't come out till Friday when they have the injury report, but does anybody know where he is on that chart right now? Kayvon's day to day. Well, Azeez is going to be fine. I just know Thibodeau was out like 3 to 4 weeks. But if Kayvon's day to day, well, aren't we all? Who used to say that he's out, he's day to day, just like all of us? We're all day to day. Was it Keith Olbermann said that back in the day on SportsCenter? Oh my God, Clemson's dropping the ball all over the field right now. DJ Uiagalelei is throwing a couple of nice passes, and the Clemson wide receivers can't catch anything. Got to catch it, hit him right in the hands. LA Lou, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. I get off at 3 from work, and no way I can make it to SoFi by 5, so I'm taking that day off. My Super Bowl replica ring hasn't arrived yet, but it's coming soon. Very nice. I just picked one up in Cooperstown for the Giants. I just picked that up in a 96 World Series Yankee ring. I mean, you're on Instagram, so you probably saw me post that. I didn't think that those rings were that heavy duty, but they're pretty heavy duty. Yeah, Keith Olbermann's lost his mind, but he was good on SportsCenter. He and Dan Patrick are really good. They were really good. Do I think Lincoln Riley? No. USC will never be good enough to beat Alabama or Georgia. No, I don't think so. They'll be good enough to win the Pac-12. They're not going to be good enough to win a national championship. Nope. Caleb Williams was fantastic, though. 18 out of 21. At least at one point, he was 18 out of 21. I love Caleb Williams. I'm so mad that Gabriel didn't look bad for OU, but I mean, I was upset that Caleb Williams left OU. That kid is a superstar, man. That kid's a superstar. What the Giants need to do is hold off on the draft for one more year and get Caleb Williams in 2024. That's what the Giants need to do. The Giants need to get Caleb Williams. That's their quarterback of the future. That's the guy you want, Giants fans. Trust me when I tell you. That kid's going to be a superstar. He's strong. He's big. He's fast as hell. He's smart. rocket arm, great instincts. Love that kid. I was mad. I was upset that I didn't care that Lincoln Riley left. I was not a big Lincoln Riley fan. I thought Lincoln Riley was overrated, honestly. But Caleb Williams is a damn good quarterback, and I was scared that when Riley left, Williams was going with him, and that's what happened. Adam, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Apparently, we were number one in preseason offensive yards. Hoping at least some of that carries over. Can't be worse than the Clappers offense. That's true. We could put 11 guys together from the chat, and we'd be better than the Clappers offense. But the other thing is, Adam, a lot of that came in garbage time with Davis Webb taking us down the field at the end of the game. I think Davis Webb averaged like 278 yards a game in the air. But one thing that Howard Cross mentioned, because I had to listen to the game on WFAN because they didn't broadcast the Jets Giants up here, as you guys know, in upstate New York. It was just on CBS 2 in the city, and it was blacked out up here because it's local. It's local, but we can't watch it. And I couldn't watch it on any streaming site either. It was blacked out everywhere. So I listened to it on WFAN. And one thing that Howard Cross mentioned that the Giants have done a lot better, at least in the preseason, was remember the last few years, it seemed like we were getting up to the line of scrimmage with about 8 on the play clock, and Daniel Jones had to hurry up. We had to take timeouts, so we got delay of games. We were getting up to the line of scrimmage with 20 seconds to go on the play clock. 17, 18, 23 seconds. You get up to the line of scrimmage that quickly, you could audible, you can move guys around, you can see where the blitz is, you can make adjustments. You're not in such a hurry to get ready, to snap the ball, and as many mistakes won't be made. Obviously, haste makes waste. So, if you're in a hurry, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, false starts, and that type of stuff. So I do believe that in itself could certainly help Daniel Jones in the offense if we're getting up to the line of scrimmage and allowing Daniel Jones, to locate the mic and to be able to check down and check off where the blitz is coming from and audible to the line of scrimmage and change the blocking schemes if he sees something. But I think that that's big because when you get there with 6 seconds to go and you're trying to make adjustments, man, you don't have time. That was huge. That's something a lot of, wasn't talked about a lot, but you Giants fans know we constantly had delay a game, timeout, or there'd be a second, 2 seconds to go on the play clock and it's a false start. So that in itself could be huge. And definitely that's something we have to keep an eye on against Tennessee is seeing how fast we get to the line of scrimmage and how much time is left on the play clock when we're ready to snap the ball. I think that's big. And it doesn't need to be a hurry-up offense. I don't think that is a hurry-up offense. They were huddling. You get the play call in immediately. You get up to the line of scrimmage and you're ready to go. I think that's a big deal, that it gets overlooked. Again, these are intangibles. These are things that don't show up in the box score that a lot of people may not notice. I never thought about that. Not in the preseason. I mean, obviously I see it during the regular season. Like, how the hell do we come out of a kickoff or a change of possession and we're freaking, getting a delay of game? Like, how the hell does that happen? Or when we were 3rd and 20, whatever the hell it was, we were down inside our own 5-yard line. I think it was against Tampa Bay. And actually, I think that's the video on my page. If you're not subscribed to the page, and the first thing you see is the target bag on my head. I thought that was after the Bears game, but it was not. But that was there was a series where the Giants were going to get 2 delay games in a series of downs. They got out there. He took a timeout. Then they got a delay a game on 3rd down. It was stupid. Right, the headsets. He blamed the headsets. Well, obviously, we don't have problems with these headsets. I never understand why StreamYard freezes. It's very weird. StreamYard freezes a lot. I don't know what the deal is with StreamYard lately. I really don't understand that. But let's take a look at the numbers real quick. 186 likes, so almost 200. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button and rings the bell. Where's that pick 6, man? I'm waiting for that. Oh, man, Georgia Tech almost had another touchdown. If that guy would have stayed on his feet, he would have had it. Cruz is still on the team? No, Cruz wouldn't have been on the team. Cruz is an older player. He was a rookie 11 years ago, and it took him a couple of years to make the team. So no, Cruz is like what 35. Cruz wouldn't have been on this team at this point. He would have been retired a long time ago, even if he was healthy. Old man now. Sitting there watching this freaking game. I gotta lose this, man. I really thought Clemson was gonna cover this, but they can't score. You know. Either way, Daniel Jones is gone next year. What's it say? Either way, Daniel Jones is gone next year. Only player of the franchise, depending on season. Saquon. Yeah, I mean, Anthony. Again, I think it's extremely. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Not likely, put it that way, that Daniel Jones is back. Daniel Jones would really have to he'd have to be the surprise player for the Giants. Like he would have to have a massive year, have a Pro Bowl type year, and lead us to a playoff. That's what it would have to be. There's no ifs or buts about it. It doesn't matter. The excuses don't matter anymore. You know, the Daniel Jones fans can say, oh, he has no line. It's a new system. It's this or that. It's not going to matter to Daboll or Shane. You know, that's not going to matter. The excuses are not going to matter at the end of the year. Because if he doesn't win, no matter what the hell's around him, there's no allegiance. This is not their guy. They're going to take their own guy. So, I don't know. NY Giants, thank you for the super chat. He says, if DJ regresses mild, then he will blow out. I don't think DJ is going to regress. That I can say. I don't think Daniel Jones will be worse than he was the last 2 years. I think Daniel Jones will have a better season. For sure. It can't be worse. There's no way it can be worse. If he has a worse season than he has had the last 2 years, he's not going to have a job anywhere. Not just with the Giants. He won't have a job anyway. He'll be a backup. He won't be worse, though. I think that what I can see from Daniel Jones, I mean, honest here, I can see Daniel Jones throwing for around, if he's completely healthy and plays all the games, 33 to 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, 25 touchdowns, 12 to 15 interceptions. I can see him throwing 25 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, about 3,600 yards. If he's healthy. I'm not going to be one of these guys like Daniel Jones is going to throw over 4,800 yards, 47 touchdowns. Get real. Why would anybody think that? That's the one thing about Daniel Jones. Everybody's like, oh, he's going to have a great year. Why? Everybody has said, he's got no offensive line. He's got no receivers. He's got no talent. Well, he still doesn't have those things. He still don't have them. You really think the offensive line is better than it was last year? I don't. Evan Neal's an upgrade, but what the hell's in the interior? And if the offensive line's so good, how the hell is Saquon Barkley going to run? If Saquon Barkley can't run over 3rd and 10, Daniel Jones is going to get killed. Is Kenny Golladay all of a sudden going to be way better? He should not be worse. Is Kadarius Toney going to all of a sudden have this breakout season and not be hurt? Is Sterling Shepard not going to be hurt? Like, the same players are there. Just because the coaches are different didn't change the talent around Daniel Jones. So if everybody was sitting there saying Daniel Jones doesn't succeed because of this, and Daniel Jones doesn't succeed because of the line, and Daniel Jones doesn't succeed because of his wide receivers, well, they didn't make that any better outside of Evan Neal. Receivers are the same. You added Wan'Dale Robinson, fantastic. You added Evan Neal, fantastic. There's a lot more that goes into the offense than Evan Neal and Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be a 4th receiver anyway. So I hope Daniel Jones has a great year, but I don't understand why the people that are saying he had no talent and that's why he hasn't succeeded all of a sudden think that the guys around him are going to be way better. They're the same guys for the most part. So, I don't know. But, I appreciate y'all being here. Let's go. 205 likes. That's what I'm talking about. He's better than Trubisky and Darnold. I said that 4 years ago. I stuck by it. Sam Darnold's trash. I've been saying Sam Darnold was trash since he was drafted. I was right about that. I don't get a lot right. Got that one right. Got that one right. New pickups recently. Yes, I'm always picking up cars. I actually tried to win a freaking 59 mantle tonight. I didn't get it, which kind of pisses me off. But yeah, I picked up a Terry Sawchuk. One of my guys sent me an Aziz Ojolari Mosaic Prism, which is freaking awesome. It's a case hit. My guy from Nick's Ice Cream sent that to me, so that was pretty cool. I had a guy send me a bunch of cards. I can't remember his name. I think it was. I'm so bad with the freaking names, man. But I had a guy send me a bunch of cards. I picked up some Pete Rose stuff, some 60s Pete Rose stuff. I'm always looking, man. I freaking love it. Yeah, 54 Topps Terry Sawchuk. I grabbed one of the, so yeah, I'm always picking up stuff. I'm looking for some Jackie Robinson. Like I need a Jackie Robinson card. Don't have any Jackie Robinsons in my collection. So a guy should have. And then my friend, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, I don't think they'll sign DJ regardless of what he does. I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page as the Adam. I think they wouldn't re-sign him. They would tag him. That's it. They're not going to give him a big contract. I think they would tag him. Even if he had a great year and they went to the playoffs, they may say, okay, do it again before we pay you. So I don't know. I need George. Oh, that's going to come back. It's holding. The new regime wants their own guy. I don't blame him. Tyrod Taylor's a perfect stopgap for a rookie quarterback. I don't see Saquon come back either. I agree with you pretty much in everything you said there. Again, if Daniel Jones has just an unreal season where he plays like an elite quarterback, I can see them tagging him and bringing him back. Saquon, probably not, because when you're rebuilding, you're not going to give a ton of money to a running back. If Saquon Barkley wanted to come back here on a 1-year prove-it deal for like $10 million, maybe you do that, but you're not going to give Saquon a long-term deal. Like that's not going to happen. So if Saquon wanted to come back here for 1 year for $10 million, maybe. And that would be if he's bad. If he has a good year, he's going to go out and he's going to get paid. And I wouldn't blame him. But I agree, Adam. I don't see either one of them come back. I think it would be a rare possibility. It's a long shot for that to happen. I don't see that either one of them coming back. It just doesn't make sense, especially the quarterback, because again, they didn't pick up the 5th-year option for a reason. They could have had him cheap comparatively. So if they would have actually believed that, yeah, this is the guy, we know this is the guy, we can change the guy, they would have picked up the 5th-year option. But they want their own guy. Every GM wants their own guy. Ben McAdoo wasn't the GM here, but Ben McAdoo, when he became the head coach, he wanted his own guy. He didn't want Eli anymore. That's why he benched Eli for Geno Smith. That was the big FU to the Giants franchise. That's what that was. Because he wanted Deshaun Watson. He wanted Pat Mahomes. He wanted to trade him and get him, and the front office told him no. So that was why that happened. Can you tell my roommate here that his Luis Robert rookie was a great buy? I guess it was a great buy. I don't know what it was, but I guess it was a great buy. I don't know what he paid for it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what company made it. I don't know if it's graded. I don't know if it's signed. I don't know what it is. I don't know. No, Clemson kicking a field goal ain't going to help me here. Well, I guess it could. I mean, if they're up 27, they could push. So I don't know. Seems like DJ is auditioning for his next team. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, Duran. I think DJ knows that. I think Daniel Jones understands the situation he's in. He understands why they didn't pick up the 5th-year option, and he has to go about business as usual. Because, again, Daniel Jones is a free agent to be, so it's not like he's not going to come out and try his best, because even if he's not back with the Giants, he'd obviously be auditioning for a lot of other teams. Even if he does end up being a backup, but you never know. Maybe a team wants to take a chance on him. Maybe a team like Seattle would say, you know what, we're going to take him. I forgot who Seattle drafted this year, but you don't know. Maybe a team like Minnesota. I don't know how long they're going to hang on to Kirk Cousins. Maybe a team like Minnesota says, come in here and we'll use you as a backup or whatever. And then when Cousins leaves, or I can't see him going, maybe Washington even. Maybe Washington takes a flyer on him. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. But I think the chances are slim to none that Daniel Jones is back here. But we'll see. I don't know. Regardless of what McAdoo wanted to do, benching Eli. No, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. Afghanistan. I think Ben McAdoo knew he was getting fired, and I think that was his big. You know what? F you. And that is also why John Mara and company extended Eli and gave him those extra 2 years that he probably shouldn't have had. He should not have played in 18. He should have been going after 2017. And I will go to my grave saying that I believe Saquon Barkley was not Dave Gettleman's pick. I think that was John Mara's pick. He said, you're going to try to make Eli a winner. 2016, we were in the playoffs. 2017, we were completely injured. We're still good enough to make the playoffs. We're the same team. And we're going to go out and get dynamic offensive players. And I do believe that. And I think that's why Dave Gettleman never picked up the phone. Because John Mara said nope. Or Chris Mara or whoever told Dave Gettleman, you are going to take Saquon Barkley. You are going to try to win with Eli. That's what I think. Now, obviously, I have no clue. I'm not in the front office. I have nothing to do with the Giants. But I have a feeling that had a lot to do with it, for sure. Chris, thank you, brother. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. He says, what up, Baddog? Can you imagine if McAdoo was able to draft Mahomes? Where would this franchise be? Yeah, that'll always be a big thing, right? Where would we be if he was able to get up and get Pat Mahomes? It would have been completely different here. Everything would have been different. It's a crazy thing. Now, would Mahomes have the career with the Giants that he had in Kansas City? Probably not. Andy Reid, probably the best guy that could have helped the young quarterback. So I don't know that he would have succeeded here, but he definitely would have been, our team would have been a lot better with Patrick Mahomes, no doubt about that, and so I don't know, but I also know I go way back to 2008. I'll never forget. I read an article years ago that in 2008, the Kansas City Chiefs offered Tony Gonzalez to the Giants for a 4th-round pick, and Reese said, we'll give you a 6th-round pick. The Giants could buy Tony Gonzalez in 2008. Remember how good the 2008 Giants were? How big would have Tony Gonzalez been for the Giants in 2008? And Reese said no to that too. So Jerry Reese, man. Jerry Reese. He hurt us a lot. He really did. I don't know, man. I don't know. A coaching staff probably wouldn't have known what to do. Yeah, I think McAdoo would have. McAdoo as an offensive coordinator. Eli Manning had the 2 best statistical seasons of his career with McAdoo as an offensive coordinator. I think McAdoo is a bad head coach. I don't think he was a good leader of men. I think that he lost the locker room early on. I don't think the players respected him. So he just wasn't a guy that could run a locker room. But as far as being a good offensive-minded OC, I think McAdoo was. So, it would have been interesting. But I think they would have. I still don't think he would have been as good as he is with Andy Reid. But McAdoo, I think he understood. And I'll also say that when Coughlin left, or when they fired Coughlin, I think a piece of Eli died. That was the only coach Eli played for, and I just feel like part of Eli's drive went away when he lost Coughlin. I just feel like that's when Eli started to kind of have a little bit of a downfall. And again, they didn't do anything to help him out. We all know Jerry Reese was terrible with the offensive line as well. We haven't had a good offensive line since our last Super Bowl team, if we're being completely honest. So hopefully, these guys in the front office are starting to build it. And I think they are. I think Joe Shane actually did say, we're going to go out and try to fix the offensive line. And he did. I mean, how many free agents did he bring in here? He drafted 3 offensive linemen. So he definitely did the best he could. He definitely worked on that part of the team. And he said he was going to. They also said that Daniel Jones is their starting quarterback. And this Jimmy Garoppolo shit was nothing but rumors. And they said he's going to be the starter. It's not Tyrod Taylor. It's none of that. Clemson just blocked a punt. Can we just score a touchdown? Why couldn't you just get it into the end zone, man? At least push so that when you get that pick 6, they cover. Tyrod is a better starter. Based on what? Based on what? Like, I don't understand that Tyrod's a better starter, shaking my head. Based on what? What makes Tyrod Taylor a better starter than Daniel Jones at this juncture in their career? If Tyrod Taylor was a better starter, why wouldn't Tyrod Taylor be a starter on another team? Like, how come nobody else would want Tyrod Taylor as a starter? I think Tyrod Taylor is a very serviceable backup and a guy that could definitely, if Daniel Jones comes in, I definitely think that Tyrod Taylor is going to be more formidable and tougher than Fromm and Glennon were. But I don't understand how he's better than Daniel Jones at this juncture in his career. And if he was, like I said, why wouldn't a team like Pittsburgh have taken Tyrod Taylor to start instead of Mitch Trubisky? I mean, I don't think Mitch Trubisky is good. If Tyrod Taylor is better than Mitch Trubisky, don't you think he'd be starting in Pittsburgh? Or why didn't Seattle take him? Why is Geno Smith their quarterback? Why isn't it Tyrod Taylor? You see what I mean? Again, I'm not saying that Tyrod Taylor can't do the job if he has to, but I don't think that he should be the starter. But you never know. He could be the starter. He could be the starter by week 6. That's why we're going to play the games and find out. But right now, I don't think Tyrod Taylor is better than Daniel Jones. I just don't. That's just my opinion. And I'm not a big you all know I'm not a big Daniel Jones guy. NY Giants, thank you, brother. He says, about not happy with LSU. A booty not happy with LSU maybe entering the transfer portal. Yeah, he wasn't even targeted barely at all in the first half. He didn't have any catches in the first half. He was invisible in that game. DJ Uiagalelei down to the 3. He runs pretty funny, man. Notorious Dink, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Sub Baddog. My otherwise great girlfriend has a pretty high body count. Fair share of one-night stands. Should that concern me? I don't know. Protect yourself. It shouldn't concern you at all. I dated strippers back in the day. So I didn't care. It never bothered me. Didn't bother me any. Protect yourself. You better protect yourself before you wreck yourself. That's not what Ice Cube said. He said you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. But you better protect yourself so you don't have to check yourself that you wrecked yourself. So, no. I don't think it should bother you, especially this day and age. Isn't that what everybody does? I'm glad I'm not in the dating scene anymore. I can tell you that. I'm glad I've been with my wife 23 years, and I don't need to worry about any of that stuff anymore. But I was a kid once, believe it or not, a long time ago, and I got the nickname Baddog for a reason, as Clemson has pushed it to 24. All right, Clemson, let's just get some more points. I don't care if it's 3. I don't care if it's 7. Cover it. Just cover for me. Right now we're pushing. Dylan, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, I don't see DJ being a Giant after this season. I don't either. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Thank you, Big Sauce Lizard, man. Appreciate that. This is you're the best. But how can I be the best when you're the best? How can I be the best when you're the best? But yes, you should always bag your groceries when you go and shopping with somebody that's been at a few markets. That's a fact. Just how it goes. But But again, what the hell do I know, man? I've been off the market I've been off the market longer than some of you have been alive in this chat. It is funny. My wife wears my t-shirts, and she had a t-shirt on today, and it's from 2006. It was when the Yankees swept the Red Sox in a 5-game series in 06, and it says Boston Massacre 2. And she had that on, and I just started laughing. I'm like, man, it's just funny that I have a 16-year-old t-shirt. I've told you, man, my Jason Sehorn jersey, I bought that thing in 1997. I got to find my Xavier McKinney jersey, man. I don't know where that is. We're wearing that week 1. I think it's up my Hank Aaron jersey, but I have to wear that. That has to happen. Since the Bush era, no. I have not. Oh, the older Bush or the younger Bush, yes. Yes. That was. Actually, it was, 2000. 2000. Was he the president in 2000? I think he became the president at the end of 2000. So since the Clinton administration, I've been off the market. March of 2000. Long time. Long time. My wife's a saint. Put up with me for 22 freaking years. I'll tell you that. But it is what it is. No, not Bush Sr. No, I'm not that old. My wife's not that old either. I was 14 when Bush Sr. took office. No, 12. It was 12 when he took office in 88. I'm old enough that Jimmy Carter was the president when I was born. Some of you are like, who the hell is Jimmy Carter? I'm not talking about Secret Service agent James Carter from Rush Hour 2. I'm not talking about that either. Here's a hot take. OJ says Cordell Flott gets 5 picks this year. You know what, OJ? If he gets enough snaps, it is very possible that he does. That's a hot take, but that is very possible. You're going to test a rookie, especially when Wink's blitzing a lot. That is possible. OJ, I'm anxious to see how the rookies fare. Like, I'm anxious to see how they use these rookies. Obviously, listen, I don't think Flott's going to be a starter, but I think Flott's going to play a lot. Dane Belton broke his collarbone. I don't know when he's going to be out there, but I think Dane Belton's going to get a lot of time. Bellinger's already are starting tight end, and we're definitely starting Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau. Zunu's probably going to get some time too with how banged up our offensive line is. So it'll be interesting. And McFadden looked really good. Micah McFadden's looked good in preseason. It'll be interesting to see how we do this. How is Little Bad Dog doing? Well, Little Bad Dog is doing good. I can't believe how tall a kid's getting. My son is like 5 years old going on 15. He starts kindergarten this week, which, like I said earlier, Daddy's going to have a hard time with that. I'm going to have a hard time with that. I got to drop him off. Then I got to go to work. I hope he makes it easy for him. I think he will. He did it for pre-K. It's tough though, man. It's going to be tougher for me than it is him because he's growing up really fast. But he's 5 going on 15. My kid is too cool for school. He don't want to give mommy and daddy hugs anymore. I want to give him a hug. He's like, nah, and he runs away. I'm like, you're not supposed to run away from your parents when you're 5. When you're like 12, you're like, yeah, get the hell away from me, man. You embarrassed me, mom and dad. But he's 5 and he's doing this. He sleeps till like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning on weekends, which I actually love that because I like to sleep very late on weekends myself because, as you all know, I don't get much sleep during the week, especially with the Lakers starting up. I'm not going to get a lot of sleep. So those weekends, I need it. So the fact that and it doesn't even matter now. He's old enough to where, he'll leave me alone. And my wife's up early, so it's not like I have to get up early. But, yeah, he's 5 going on 15. He's a smart ass. I have no idea where he gets that from. He is always funny, man. My kid has got one hell of a personality. I don't know where the hell it came from. Yeah. Little Bad Dog is just like Big Bad Dog. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it's true. I've raised him too fast. I know. It's insane. The only way I can really get him to is I'm like, I want a hug, buddy. And I'm like, I shaved. Because if I have a beard, he won't come near me. But, It depends on the day. Sometimes he does, but a lot of times he's like, I'm too busy. My kid. He's fun. Does he get a lot of whippings? No, I never touch. I can never do that to my son. He's actually very well behaved. My kid is very well behaved, but like most 5-year-olds, he whines when he doesn't get his own way. No, I mean, I'm 46 and I still whine when I don't get my own way. So what's the difference? They always say, man, the toughest thing to do is parent the you out of your child. So, my kid does some things. I'm sitting there going, well, how the hell can I yell at him? I mean, I do that still. So, but I don't, what my kid will do is he'll whine, but he won't communicate. Like he starts whining. I'm like, what do you need? What do you want? What do you want? And he just like that. I don't like. I'm like, you have to talk to me, buddy. I can't figure out what it is. But he is very well behaved. He's very respectful. He never gets in trouble in school. He never got in trouble in preschool. He's very well behaved to the babysitter. He's a very well behaved kid. He doesn't mess. He's like me. He doesn't really mess with anybody. He just kind of keeps himself and does his own thing. And, he likes hanging out with his friends. And that's it. But I can't believe he's 5 years old, man. I mean, it seems like just yesterday I was doing these streams from my casting couch and he couldn't even walk. You know what I mean? He couldn't even walk. He was still crawling. And he's going to kindergarten. It's crazy. It's crazy. I need Clemson to score some points. There's 5 minutes to go. Just run it down. They get a big run and let's go. How do you think Breida will fare this offense? I don't think Breida's got a lot to do with it, Kyle. I think you're going to see more of Barkley and Williams, to be honest. But we'll see. We didn't see any of them in the preseason. So I'm also curious. I don't really know what to expect. I don't think it'll be a lot. I wouldn't expect a lot from Breida, but you never know. You never know. I still think Clemson is getting a pick six in this game. Right now, it's a push. I wish I would have got this at 23.5. Right now, it's a push. Oh, this is not DJ Uyunglele. Who's in there? Nutwick? Is that who's quarterbacking for Clemson right now? He's going to roll out to the right. He's going to throw, and he's got a guy down at the 42. All right, Clemson, score that point. Get those points in there for me. Yes, Informal Deviant. Let's go, Big Blue. I'm so ready for Giants football, man. Where are we at with the likes? 241 likes. We got to get 300 likes. Got to get 300 likes. Every time I go over there, it's like, now would be a good time to insert an ad. I'm not putting an ad in here. I may, I may have a spot. Well, I don't know. Last year, I had my bookie. Oh, they sponsored me for a little bit. And the guy actually reached out to me to sponsor me again. I have turned down a lot of sponsorships this year. And I don't know if I should do it. Like maybe I'm being greedy. I try not to be greedy, but I figuring if that guy wants to sponsor me, I was going to be like, I have to double my price. My channel's doubled. And right now, this is going to be the most popular time in this channel is football and basketball and postseason baseball. But I've turned down a lot because I just don't like doing the promos, man. I don't like that obligation of having to say, hey, do this and do this and do this and do this. There is one sponsorship that I do want. And it's got nothing to do with sports. So I have to talk to the guy about that. There's one that I want that I know would be perfect. So, but we'll see. Little Baddog. I try to put stuff aside for him as much as I can. I mean, anytime he gets birthday or Christmas money, obviously that goes there. I know when I cashed out of my stock club a few years ago, like I put a few thousand in there from that because, again, I'm going to be honest with you, Chris, and I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'd never tell anybody what to do as far as like college. You do what you think is best for you. I tell my kids straight out, go work for the state when you're 18 years old, work there for 37 years. Do not take on just a crap load of student debt that you're not going to pay off until you're 60. Don't do that. Go work for the state. Get there when you're 18. Stay there till you're 55. Get an increase in pay every freaking 4 years or whatever it is, whenever the contracts come up. You're always going to get a raise. You get the best benefits that you can get. You're going to get a fantastic pension. You'll be retired when you're 55 years old. And you won't have to pay anything back. I should have gotten the state when I was 18. I'd be retired in 9 years. Instead, I got to wait till I'm like 60 because I didn't get there till I was 30. Well, 32. So I could retire at 62. I still want to get out when I'm 60, but you're fully vested when you're 25 with 25 years. But with Social Security, I'd have to wait till I was 62. I don't know. My wife works for the state. I work for the state. I'm like, my mom worked for the state. My sister works for the state. Like we all work for the state, you know. And my wife's family, they all work for the county. They all work for the county they live in. Every one of them. So we all did the same thing. Space Oddity, again, whatever I say, do the opposite. If anybody wants to bet this game, do the opposite. Okay? But I'm gonna give you what I think. I think that it is very possible the Giants cover 5.5. Yes! Clemson just scored a touchdown. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to cover. 3 for 3 on my bigger bets. I did lose some parlays. But on the single bets this week, man, I kicked some ass. College football off to a good start for me. So college football, much different for yours truly. I'm pretty good at college football. I'm complete garbage in NFL football. So, plus 5.5. I would take the Titans given the 5.5. Very possible the Giants cover the 5.5. I think the Giants lose by a touchdown. So all you people out there that are betting that game, you should probably take the 5.5 and run with it. Because I'm not betting the game, but if I were to bet it, I would take the Titans laying the points. Because I think the Giants lose like 20-13. I think the game's close. I think the game's ugly. I think the game's a slugfest. I don't think that it's going to be high scoring at all. But I think like at the end of the game, you'll see the Giants get worn down, and I think they'll have a chance to tie it, and they'll get to like midfield at a 40-yard line, and they'll kind of peter out there. If you are also a betting person, and again, you could do the complete opposite. I don't know what what's the over-under on that game? I'm a little better with the over-under in the NFL than I am with the spreads. Anybody know what the over-under is? Jed, I am with you. I'm with you, my lady. I definitely prefer the college game. I've definitely and a lot of that, Jedi probably has to do with the Giants being absolute ass. And just the way the NFL has kind of changed. There's a trillion commercials. I don't really like the product. They've changed so many rules. It's just so stupid. I just feel like the college product is better. It's even though the games are longer because they stop the clock and move the chains, it's a faster paced game. And I think there's a lot of really good games, not to mention how many games you get on a Saturday. So you have so much to choose from because they're all over the place. I mean, you have the SEC network, you got the Big Ten network, you got ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN, ABC, CBS, Fox. They're all over the place. I mean, you can watch 30 college football games on a Saturday without having to pay any extra money. So I guess maybe the Giants just being really bad had a lot to do with me changing, but I prefer the college game, not over the Giants. I mean, I love watching the Giants. I definitely prefer watching the Giants over the Sooners. The Giants are in my blood. But I'm definitely more of a college football guy. I've kind of changed in the last few years. Not that I don't like the NFL. Don't get me. I'm definitely watching that Rams-Bills game. That's happening. By the way, we got 342 in here, so I just want to say, like I said, the silver play button should be coming soon. And when it does, I'm going to have a premiere video and an unboxing, so hopefully you guys and girls will watch that. Definitely some people I want to thank for that. And it's still hard for me to believe that I reached that, and any of my mods that remember me bitching and moaning a lot. And I did a lot of complaining and bitching in that moderator, chat on Instagram. So thanks for putting up with me. But a lot of you know that they took subscribers. They constantly were taking subscribers away. That happened like every day. I would lose them. I never thought I was going to get to 100K. And I remember telling you guys, when I get there, that probably won't happen again. They probably won't take them away. Well, if you look at my channel now, where am I? 101,000. 101,000. So we're less than 899,000 away from a million. But see what I mean? Like all of a sudden, it's like they stopped doing that. It's almost like they were trying to prevent it. And once it happened, they were like, well, you can have them all back. So that was cool. But thank you, Cameron. Appreciate it, buddy. Well, I hate the Eagles, but I love Cameron's thumbnail because Reggie White was one of my favorite all the time. Why is my face changing color? That's the camera. I don't know if you've ever watched one of my videos where I've had to do this in front of the camera. Sometimes the camera goes dark, and the lighting changes, and then it brightens up again. So that's what it's doing. The camera will get dark, and then it lightens up again. And Clemson covered. Thank you, Clemson. Got this week off to a good start. What's my favorite NFL spread? I suck at NFL football. But my favorite one, if I had one, is 3.5. I like the 3.5 point spread. That one always seems to be that one seems to be good for me. If I had one, 3.5. Whenever somebody's favored by 3.5, I always give the points because I always feel like they're going to beat them by more than 3.5 almost every time. But yeah, it's a cool special effect. I'm not trying to do it. It just does it on its own. It actually irritates me when I'm doing a video because what happens is my face don't change color, but the shadows creep in behind the green screen. And again, once I get this silver play button, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much longer the green screen is going to be there. I have to see how it works on StreamYard if I could still get Ivana Alawi next to me. There's really nothing behind this. It's just a wall. There is nothing back there. I have no pictures there. I have nothing there. It's just a blank wall. There's like nothing hanging on the walls down here at all. I have nothing hanging on my walls in this downstairs thing. I mean, I have shelves that have all my movies and memorabilia and stuff like that on it, but nothing else. Do I have Bama to the national championship? I mean, I think that'd be a safe bet. I think Georgia goes back to the national championship, though. Georgia looked unreal. Again, I must have had some faith in Georgia to put 50. I don't ever put $50 unless I'm way ahead. I know I put $50 in Ohio State a couple of years ago, a couple of times because I was way ahead and they always covered. I never do it at the beginning of the year. But I was so confident in Georgia just beating the holy hell out of, not the way they did. I didn't think they'd beat Oregon 49-3. I thought it'd be like 35-10 because Bo Nix sucks. And Bo Nix couldn't beat him when he was at Auburn. So why the hell would he beat him at Oregon? Oregon's not on the same level as Georgia. I thought that was easy money, to be honest. I thought FSU straight up, like on the money line. I wouldn't say that was easy money, but I thought that was a really good bet against LSU. And it looked like it when LSU muffed the punt and Florida got the ball down to the inside the 5 with about a minute to go. And all they do is kick a field goal and they go up by 10. The game's over. I was counting it. I was counting my money. I'm like, yep, well, I won $32 there because it was 20 to win 32 on the money line. And I'm like, I got my $32. And then they fumbled it on a pitch. And then LSU goes right down the field, 99 yards and a little more than a minute, scores a touchdown. I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. And then the extra point was blocked. What a crazy ending. So I love college football, man. You never know. You never know. You never know. Well, I said Clemson was going to win this game 35-6. They won 41-10. So Yeah, Benjamin says I started watching when you used to promote Total Fit Water. Just how it is insane how time flies. I forgot all about Total Fit Water. I forgot all about that. That was when I was still Mr. That was still when I was Mr. Baddog 7676. Time does fly, man. My fitness channel is not going to hit 10K. I'll be honest with you, man. I would love to do more fitness stuff. But the fact of the matter is, right now, this channel is going to be so busy. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do anything on that fitness channel, which sucks. Like I said, man, football starts Sunday. Starts Thursday, really, but I have to do some Giants videos on this channel for sure. I got to find something to talk about. I will have that premiere video up at some point. I'm pretty sure that button's coming tomorrow. If not Wednesday. It says it's scheduled to be here Wednesday, but like I said, it's in my neighborhood. I mean, it should be here tomorrow. So I'll have that video. And then the Giants, and then talking Giants, and the Yankees, and then the Lakers. So in October, it's going to be Giants, Yankees, Lakers, videos, live streams. I mean, there's going to be probably one or two things on this channel every day. So it's going to be difficult to do anything on that fitness channel because I'm still going to be working 7:30 to 4:30, going to the gym. That's not going to change. So this channel is going to be extremely busy. So hopefully you guys and girls subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, just watching, come along for the ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun on this channel. Always. Even when the Giants stink or the Yankees stink, or the Lakers were not any good last year, still have a lot of fun. The Lakers streams are huge. I mean, we get thousands of people. And I think this year with the Giants, we're going to have thousands of people. I mean, we do. I mean, the Giants streams usually get $3 or $4 grand. Some of those Lakers streams get 15 to 20,000 people. They get pretty interesting, but it'll be good. Orphanage Ground, thank you for a super chat. Appreciate you. SEC runs college football. Bama, UGA, Gap, everyone else. That I agree with. There's a big gap. A very big gap from Georgia, Bama, and everybody else. Florida looks to be a lot better this year. South Carolina will probably be better, but they're still not going to be any good. LSU, obviously, no. Auburn, no. I mean, Kentucky, no. So there is a big gap. Florida might be the third best team this year in the SEC. And they do. I'm excited for Oklahoma to join the SEC. And I know it's going to be tough for OU because the Big 12 is a cakewalk for Oklahoma most of the time. They didn't win the Big 12. Last year was the first time they didn't win the Big 12 championship in like 10 years. So I know it's going to be very tough for Oklahoma, but I'm looking forward to it because I think the SEC has the best product, and I love the rivalries. Like I love the rivalries in SEC because I believe that's really the heart of college football is in the Southeast. I think that's really where it is. I'm not taking anything away from the Big 12. Obviously, football is huge in Texas. It's huge in Oklahoma. But West Virginia, is that really a big deal? Nebraska's not there anymore. So Baylor, you know what I mean? Like, is that Baylor OU is not, Florida, Georgia. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not. So I'm looking forward to, it's not Auburn, Alabama. These massive rivalries. Maybe Tennessee might be pretty good this year, but again, the gap is big difference. It's a big difference. But I love the SEC. I watch SEC football all the time. It's good stuff. Notre Dame is not in a conference. Notre Dame doesn't play in a conference. They're in the group of 5 with Cincinnati and Houston and all those. They don't play in a conference. Anthony Richardson, he had a good game. Not sold on him. But guys come out of nowhere. Nobody thought Joe Burrow would be anything before his last year at LSU. Maybe Anthony Richardson has one of those years. But he looked terrible last year. So we'll see. Sills, no. If David Sills is on the field, we're in deep trouble. We're in deep trouble if David Sills has to be on the field. To be honest. If David Sills is outperforming guys like Galladay and Kadarius Toney, we have a lot of issues, man. We have a lot of issues if that guy's in the field. I'm not talking about like on a 5 wide type of thing or like on some gadget play. He'll see the field. I mean, okay, he's not going to be like on the bench. He'll see the field at some point, but he's not going to be a major part of the offense. If he is, like I said, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. As I just said, I'm happy as hell Oklahoma's joining the SEC. I am looking forward to it. And I'm glad Texas is coming along because that way Oklahoma can still kick the shit out of Texas on a consistent basis, which they do all the time. So that I'm glad. We're bringing our kick toy with us to the SEC. So I'm looking forward to that. My girl Jedi it's funny because she says to me, I forgot when I don't know where I chatted, but she said it, it's tough. She goes to UTEP and she's a Sooner fan. And obviously the Sooners beat the holy hell out of UTEP. It's not like they're bad programs. Texas is a bad program. OU is not a bad program. OU will fit right in. OU will come in and be the third best team in the SEC behind Georgia and Bama. They're better than Tennessee. They're better than Florida. They're better than all those teams. They're better than South Carolina, better than Kentucky, better than Auburn. I don't know if I said that already or not. But they're better. They're better. Oklahoma's going to fit right in. I'm interested to see how Spencer Rattler does with South Carolina. We shall see. Giants defense don't have enough to stop 22. Nobody does. We'll see what they do. How did I become an Oklahoma fan? Adrian Peterson. I told that story a lot. I hate Syracuse. I've always hated Syracuse. That goes back to my Big East basketball days. I was a Georgetown fan because of Patrick Ewing. I started watching the Knicks in '84. I knew Ewing came from Georgetown, so I liked Georgetown. I ended up hating Alonzo Mourning when he became an NBA player, but I loved him at Georgetown. I loved AI. I loved Dikembe Mutombo. I was a big Georgetown guy, so I hated Syracuse. I hated St. John's. I hated UConn. But I hated Syracuse. I hated Jim Boeheim. I hated everything about Syracuse, so I couldn't root for Syracuse. Rutgers is not, who cares? So there's nobody I rooted for. I didn't really have a college football team, being that I'm in upstate New York, and it's not really a huge deal up here the way it is in the Southeast. But I remember seeing Adrian Peterson play one game, and I was just like, oh, my God, who the hell is this guy? So when Oklahoma would come on, I'd always I got to watch I got to watch Adrian Peterson. I have to watch this kid play. So I always ended up rooting for him and rooting for Oklahoma. And I'm like, why the hell don't I just be a Sooner fan? Why the hell I don't just root for Oklahoma? Because Oklahoma, even though I live in upstate New York, is always on here. I can't get the Giants-Jets. Preseason game up here, but Oklahoma every week. I might not get them this week. When they play like South Dakota, or they're playing one of them FCS teams, sometimes I don't get the game. You're not going to find that. But any game that's like a major game, anytime they play a Big 12 opponent, they were on TV. They were on Fox when they played UTEP. So I always get the Sooner games. So I just became a Sooner fan. And again, it's not in my blood. It's just something I picked up. So I love the Sooners, and I definitely root for them like I root for my other teams. But the other teams are like, the Knicks aren't really, the Knicks are my favorite team. But again, it's not like a bloodline thing. Like I picked up the Knicks. My dad was a casual Knicks fan. My grandfather wasn't into basketball. The Giants and Yankees, I say all the time, my son he has no choice. Because my grandfather was a Giants-Yankees fan. My dad was a Giants-Yankees fan. I'm a Giants-Yankees fan. That's tradition. The Knicks not. I just picked up the Knicks. You know, my dad was a casual Knicks fan, but it's not like I would go to Madison Square Garden with my dad and my dad and my grandfather. I always went to Giants games, Yankee games, my dad and my grandfather. That was just something special. You know what I mean? That was that bonding type of thing with the dad and his son or whatever. So that meant a lot to me. That's why the Yankees mean so much to me the way they do. That's why I get so pissed off when they lose. It's just, I can't explain it. So again, the Knicks, I love the Knicks, but it's not a bloodline thing. And it's the same thing with the Sooners. It's not a bloodline thing. It's just something that I picked up myself. So I would never tell my kid, you have to be a Sooner fan, although I bought him a bunch of Sooner stuff. And I would never tell him you have to be a Knicks fan. I said, you can be whatever you want. He picked out a Laker hat, go figure. He always works. I always say daddy works for the Lakers, so it makes perfect sense. But that's how I became a Sooner fan. Orvan Integron, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says Tamu is better than OU. 22 is by 1 mile, in my opinion. Texas A&M? Yeah, I think I don't know if they're better by 1 mile, but I forgot Texas A&M is in the. I keep thinking Texas A&M is in the ACC for some reason. They're not in the ACC. They're in the SEC. Yes, Texas A&M is better. You're right. Texas A&M is better. For some reason I keep thinking they're not in the. I don't know why I don't think they're in the SEC. They are better than Oklahoma. They are. You're right. They are better than Oklahoma. But Arkansas is not better than Oklahoma, so they'd be the 4th best team. They'd be the 4th best team. It'll be interesting. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Benjamin says, little Baddog sporting a Lakers hat. I showed you that picture, didn't I? He picked this out. I was not there. My wife took him school shopping. Let me see if I have this. My photos, I'll show you really quick. It's not there. Where is it? I did have it. Yep, there it is. There it is. That's my kid. He's getting sneakers. He picked out a Laker hat. So he's got that. He said, "You like that, Daddy?" I said, my kid likes the color purple. So I knew that was part of it. But he's like, "Is this cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, Daddy don't have a Laker hat. I have a Laker dog hat. Nobody's got this." This guy's coming back very soon. Very soon. Chris, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Go K-State Wildcats. Boy, if there's a team that gave Oklahoma fits for years, it's freaking Kansas State. Oklahoma had such a damn hard time with Kansas State and Iowa State. Kansas out of the playoffs a couple of times. Kansas State always gave Oklahoma a hard time. It's crazy. I love this. You drank a whole bottle of Diet Coke. That's terrible for you, dude. Chill out. 2 things. It was like half full, so it wasn't the whole bottle. Worry about yourself. Why are you worried about what I'm doing? Because I will guarantee you, you are not close to the shape I'm in. I'd bet money on it. So worry about your own health. Please don't worry about me. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. I know what I'm doing. Mind your own business. Don't tell me what to do. I love when people tell me, don't do that when you ain't close to the shape I'm in. Not close. Not close. Couldn't come close. You would die if you try to do what I did in the gym. Try to keep up with me. Try to do my diet. You couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Guaranteed. And you're probably half my age and you still couldn't do it. Facts. Worry about yourself. It's just like the woman at work who's 350 pounds and smoked a pack of cigarettes. Oh, diet soda's bad for you. Really? Worry about what you're doing. Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. Can I remind you when I had beef with EDP? I mean, that was a long time ago. I don't really care. I don't really care. No, don't look out for me. Don't worry about me. I don't need you to look out for me. You're not my mother. Are you my mom? Is that you? Are you my mother? If you're not my mother, don't worry about me. I'm a grown man. I've made it this far without your help. And I'll continue to live my life without your help. But thank you. It always makes you laugh. Did I hit 8% yet? Oh, I'm lower than 8%. 6.5%. 6.5%. I'm not fighting EDP. Listen, man, I'm not trying to fight people. Split decision. This is ridiculous, right? I'm old. I got nothing to prove. EDP has his own problems. EDP has a lot more problems than a beef I had with him 5 years ago. I think Daniel Jones and healthy. I said it earlier. I think it's 25-15. I think that's what he has. 25-15. Yeah, you didn't see this? Go to my Instagram page. It's rare that I even post pictures of me posing because I just don't do it. But here. There you go. There you go. That's yours truly. You see it? This is on Instagram. This is on my Instagram page. So there you go. That's what I look like. So I'm not too concerned about diet soda, especially when guys like Greg Doucette say, and Noel Diet, you go watch Noel Dietzel go grocery shopping, he throws like 6 of these in his cart. Bodybuilders live on diet soda because there's no calories in it. It fills you up and it cures your sweet tooth. So they live on this. So I'll take their advice. Greg Doucette says, I don't worry about aspartame. I tell my clients, eat all the aspartame you want. Aspartame ain't bothering you. It's like sodium. Sodium ain't bothering you. There's no calories in sodium. There's no calories in sodium. Orphanage Grom, thank you for the super chat. He says, people built like Teletubbies telling others. I just don't understand why people tell me how to die. Not even on here, like in real life. Why are you worried about what I'm doing? Worry about yourself. That's the biggest problem with today's society. Just worry about what you're doing. What the hell are you worried about me for? You don't know me. Don't worry about me. Let me worry about myself. Right? I don't worry about if I see someone that's 300 pounds and like I said, they're smoking a pack of cigarettes or they're eating 2 Big Macs and a large fry. I don't go up to them and go, you shouldn't eat that. That's bad for you. If that makes you happy, have at it. I don't give a shit what you're doing unless it directly affects what I'm doing or my family and their well-being. I don't give a shit what you do. It's none of my business. None of it. It's not my business what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing. You're not bothering me. Have at it. Be 500 pounds. Be 100 pounds. I don't give a shit. I care about me, care about my son, care about my wife. That's what I care about. That's all I need to care about. I don't need to care about what the hell anybody else is doing. Why would I care about that? Why would I care? People need to take care of themselves first, right? Unless you're a trainer or a nutritionist, and no nutritionist is going to tell you how to drink Diet Coke. I can already tell you that. But it's just funny. Thoughts on Wan'Dale Robinson? I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do with him, Derek. He's not like he's probably the 4th receiver on this team. I can see them using him the way they did in the preseason with these little shovel passes and bubble screen type of things. But I really don't have thoughts on him. Like I'm anxious to see what Shane does with him. That's why I didn't get upset. Like when he picked him, I was like, that's weird. It's a weird pick, but we don't know what Shane and Dable are trying to do with the offense. So I hope Wan'Dale Robinson balls out. I hope that he's what they thought he was and worth the early second round pick. He was really good in training camp, just really didn't show up in the preseason. We're going to find out on Sunday. Very close. Sunday. It's going to be great. You know, this is a good one. They kicked Mike Francesa off the air for drinking Diet Coke. No, they didn't. They absolutely did not. Mike Francesa retired. Mike Francesa went to a bunch of different networks because he got paid a lot more money. So, that's what happened there. He didn't get, and he had an argument with Yes. Something happened with Yes. It had nothing to do with Diet Coke. So, nice try. It's one of the. I gotta commend you. That's one of the dumbest comments I've ever read in my life. That's pretty good because considering where we are on the internet, I've read a lot of dumb things in my life. That one's right at the top. They kicked Francesa off the air for drinking Diet Coke. That is right at the top, especially when he's on WFAN, which is a radio network, and you couldn't see him for years. That's pretty funny. It's pretty good. Not to mention Mike Francesa wasn't in good shape anyway. They called him Tank for a reason. I don't think Diet Coke was his problems. What I think about Oklahoma's new quarterback, he's not Caleb Williams, but Gabriel wasn't bad. We'll see what Gabriel does against a real team and not UTEP, right? We'll see what happens when he plays against Baylor. Who, by the way, shout out to the Albany Great Danes. Who put up 10 points against Baylor. Shout out to them. I don't know how many points Baylor scored because I stopped keeping score, but shout out for scoring 10 points or 7 or whatever the hell they scored. They did get a touchdown. Shout out to them for even playing Baylor. For the Albany Great Danes, who are a 1A school, but I mean, they might as well be an FCS school. I mean, SUNY Albany is such a small school. They didn't become Division I until they're like a Division 1, whatever that is, the lower Division 1. They're not like an F. I forgot how the hell that works. I don't think they might be complete Division 1. But for them to actually play the Big 12 champion Baylor Bears, it's pretty impressive for them to even get on the schedule. Now, you knew that Baylor was going to wipe the floor of them. But still, for those kids to get there. And by the way, I can't remember the kids. I do not remember the kid's first name. Verse for Florida State. They were talking about him in the LSU game. He came from Albany. He transferred from Albany to Florida State because the Florida State guys were watching the Syracuse-Albany game, and they said, nobody can stop this Verse kid. So Verse hit the transfer portal and went to Florida State, and he kicked ass. So I always love when that happens. I always love when a kid from up here. I don't know if he's going to make the NFL, but still he went to a bigger school. So, because it's rare. We don't produce. Recently, we have Tommy Canley. Obviously, he's been in the ML, Major League Baseball for a while. He came from Shaker and Latham. Ian Anderson came from Shenandoah and Clifton Park, which is really right in my neck of the woods. That's not far from where I am at all. So it's pretty cool, It is what it is. But I like seeing kids from up here. Lionel Chalmers, he never really made it, but he got drafted in the NBA. Jimmer Fredette, he was from Queensbury. God, there's so many. Kevin Herter is from Shenandoah. The kid that played for, I don't know where he is now, but he played for Atlanta. Herter is a Shen kid. So it's pretty cool. We don't, like I said, it's small up here. It's not like a huge area. So to get kids from the Tri-City area, it's not tiny, but comparatively to these big cities that have 2 million people, you come over the Tri-City area, there's like 100,000. It's pretty good. My man, Demons Row, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. My man, Demons Road. But I'm telling you, man, if you guys are into motorcycles or biking or any of that, that's your guy. I say it all the time. He has great content. I am not a biker, so I just watch his stuff because it's extremely entertaining. I know nothing about that culture, but I learn a lot about it. So I never like comment because I don't know what to say. Not to mention his intro kicks ass. But that's my guy. So sub him up, man. If you like I said, if you guys are, especially if you're into, you know, motorcycles and stuff, because I know a lot of people do ride. Check him out. He says, bro, if the Giants suck this year, I'll only watch you to see what happens. You're not alone. I think a lot of people do that, man. He says, they'll be like the Knicks to me. Too many years of trash. I'm too busy to be, I hear you. I hear you, brother. I mean, people say it all the time. Like, I'm not like, I've got people saying, don't let the Yankees ruin your summer. And they're in first place. So, yeah, you can't. I don't know why I let the Giants ruin me the way they do. I'm emotionally attached. The Knicks, the Knicks have been so bad for so long. We're talking 22. They've won one playoff series since 2000. Like, not good. Not good. So I'm so used to them being awful that it's just kind of, I've become complacent and expecting of it. The Giants, though, no. I mean, they're the Giants. The Knicks haven't won a championship in my lifetime. I'm 46. They haven't won a championship in my lifetime. Giants have won 4. Yankees have won 5. I expect more out of those teams. I guess I'm at that point, man, where I don't expect anything out of the Knicks. So it's crazy. Irish, my man, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, Kev, I'm not a hater. I love the Giants. However, we have a questionable interior line, wide receivers, defensive backs, and secondary. These issues mean DJ and Barkley will be challenged. I really do not see us being better than 5-12. I'm not going to argue with you. I agree with everything you said. I do think we can win. I predicted us to go 7-10, but I also said, Irish, we could go 4-13. I have us beating the Eagles. We could easily get swept by Philadelphia. That was one of the games I had us win. I have us beating Philadelphia at home. They could definitely beat us. I have us beating Washington. They could definitely sweep us. I have us beating Detroit. I was beating Jacksonville. They could beat us. I think anybody can beat us. We're not good. Everything you said is true. Questionable interior line, wide receivers, defensive backs. I agree. So many questions in a new system. So it's not, I don't know. People say, yes, we have an easy schedule. But at the same time, man, the teams that are playing against us, I say it all the time. They look at the schedule and go, oh, the Giants, we can beat them. We can beat them. Every one of them are going to look at that go, that's a winnable game. I'm just hoping so too, Demons Row. I'm hoping people overlook us. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I don't expect this to be good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not expecting us to make the playoffs. I'm expecting us to be somewhere between. I do think the ceiling could be 9 wins. I have us losing to the Texans. I definitely think we could beat Houston. I think that's winnable. And I think we could sweep Washington. I can't see any way we beat Dallas if they're healthy, or Green Bay, or Baltimore. They're way better than us. But I think we're somewhere in between 9 at the most and being better than we were last year. So that could be anywhere from 5-9. That's kind of where I think we are. All I want to see throughout the year is improvement. I want to see the rookies get better. I want to see this team get better. I want to see these players develop. There's a lot of young players on this team. I want to see them develop. That's what I'm looking for. I would love to, like Demons Row said, be sneaky good and be able to squeak out a couple wins and all of a sudden be in the wild card race. It'd be the best thing for us as Giants fans. It's been a long freaking time. But I have a hard time expecting this team to be great because we haven't been good in 5 years. And I don't know, there's no magic switch that's like, oh, we got a new GM. We got a new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new all, personnel as far as coaching and front office. And all of a sudden there's a switch and, oh, hey, the Giants are a 10-win team. We still have a lot of Gettleman's guys here. It's going to take a couple years. When we get Shane's guys in here, then then we'll see. But I want to see Shane's guys develop, and that's the big thing. You want to see Thibodeau getting better. You want to see Evan Neal get better. Cordell Flatt, Dane Belton, Bellinger, Wandale Robinson, Azudu. You want to see these kids get better. And then you want to see the younger guys improve. Aziz Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, Xavier McKinney, who I'm expecting a lot of. I love Xavier McKinney. He's probably my favorite Giant. So, I don't, like I said, I don't go out and just buy jerseys. It's rare that I actually buy Giants jerseys. I don't buy a lot of them. I had to have a McKinney jersey. He's my favorite Giant. So, it's just I think McKinney's going to be a Pro Bowl safety. He should have been in the Pro Bowl last year, to be honest with you. Unmasked, thank you, brother. Would you rather have Joe Judge or Brian Cashman? Personally, I'd rather have Cashman. Yeah, I mean, Cashman, at least Cashman won a championship. And for all of his faults, and he has many, the Yankees are competitive. Joe Judge would mess up a cup of coffee. He don't know what the hell he's doing. Joe Judge looked completely clueless. The stage is too big for him. Brian Cashman won a championship. I got to give him that. I don't give him credit for the dynasty. That was Gene Michael and Bob Watson, to me, that built the core of that team and built that thing up to win all those championships. But Cashman did his thing in 2009. So give him credit. He got guys like he got Robinson Cano, he got Hideki Matsui. He went out there and signed to Shara Burnett and Sabathia. So I got to give him credit for that. Way better than Joe Judge. Joe Judge never going to win anything. Just absolute trash, Yeah, I know. That's the thing, Demons Row. That's why I think that's another reason the Yankees are ticking me off so much, is because it is all we have right now. If you're a Giants, Yankee, really, well, the Mets. I mean, if you're a Mets fan, obviously the Mets are really good. The Mets are in first place too. Well, they were. I don't know what happened today. I know they were one game up in the Braves. I don't know what happened today with the Mets and the Braves, but I know they were up by a game. The Mets are good. The New York Rangers are a very young, promising team as well. So we got those. And the Rangers, again, they're like the Knicks. The Rangers actually less than they're like, I'm a casual Ranger fan, but when they get into the postseason, like I root my ass off for them. I enjoyed streaming the Rangers last year. It was actually kind of fun. But but I'm going to get out of here, guys and girls. I appreciate you hanging out with me for over 2 hours tonight. I'm ready for football. Like I said, we're almost at 300 likes. So if 6 people could smash the hell out of the like button, that'd be great. I got to get up in 6 hours. It freaking sucks now. I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Why can't I just hit the lottery? I don't need to be like, it doesn't need to be like hundreds of millions of dollars. Just enough that I don't have to work. Just enough that I could just sleep, go to the gym in the morning and have the rest of my day free. Or find something that I would like to do part-time, like 2 days a week from like 12 to 4 or something. Yeah. Why can't that happen? I don't want to go to work. I don't want to. It's going to be a long week, man. The Giants play Sunday. This is going to be the longest week of the year. It's always the longest week of the year. I swear to God. That or the week before I go on vacation. Like, those are long weeks too. But this week is going to take forever. I'm so ready for Giants football. I'm ready to go. Like I said, I'll probably be live again at some point. This is the time that I start doing the hangouts and stuff, because we start to talk about the Giants. So maybe Wednesday I'll come back and do another hangout. Like I said, I probably do have a premiere video coming here soon when I get this button, whatever that is. And, I'll have some videos out if there's anything to talk about. I'm trying to find Giants stuff to talk about. Like, I've been trying to do Giants videos every day, but I've run out of stuff to do. It's kind of why I went live and been doing the Yankee stuff, because the Giants stuff is just like, I don't have much to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about though. After Sunday, we have a lot of Giants videos, 3, 4, 5 a week, and the shows. I'm looking forward to it. So, you guys and girls get some sleep. And again, thank you for hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it. And let's go Giants. Bad Diggy Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.